Everybody, it's Victor. It's time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. I hope your weekends were awesome and your Tuesdays are going off to a great start as we make our way towards the midweek here in the Mosh Pit. Thank you all very much for the support. Like I said, a lot of the videos are catching up from the weekend, and thank you all very much for going back and liking those videos and also leaving comments and putting the questions of the episodes. Remember, you never know how many upvotes it takes for your question to be read in the comment section, so make sure you post them. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Schulte5000 on this Invictus subreddit. Title thread was new and improved milk. And in the thread they said, all I was thinking about from today's run with new and improved milk. Oh, my bones are so brittle. That doesn't make any sense, but I always get plenty of ALK, and now with vitamin R. Yeah, post what you think vitamin R stands for down in the comments. So here we go. Let's see what kind of start we got going on today. Well, we got the Patrick Mahomes haircut. Great. November, Quebec, 0 Victor, Tango, Quebec, Juliet, 2. We've got, average tiers. Yeah, good damage, I guess. And, also with the glowing hourglass again. We've already taken damage. We've got the Patrick Mahomes, like, I call this the alpaca haircut. I'm not talking about Rob. I'm talking about, like, this is the alpaca cut. You know, it's what I guess the latest craze here. Like, just look at any of the young YouTubers that love to crash their McLarens on purpose and deliberately. You'll know what I'm talking about. I call it the alpaca. Sometimes the Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. I don't get it. So at least with the glowing hourglass, we're going to be able to take pills whenever we want. I mean, we talked about it yesterday, and there's a bevy of benefits that you get from being able to just simply undo stuff in Isaac. Yeah, so, like, it's not worth really 3 cents or whatever, but it's still early on. These charges might be better, if we find a pill or something, or if we take bad damage. Also, starting off with Slipped Rib, which is not a great starting item. It will occasionally deflect projectiles. Yeah, Epiphora, Epiphora is not bad. It does give us a much-needed stat upgrade with our tiers. Even though we had better than average starting tiers, it's just damage always feels way more subdued when you have bad tiers to start with, or at least slightly above average tiers. But Epiphora looks to change that, so it will ramp up your tiers rate depending on how long you fire in the same direction, and that will break the tiers cap. It goes very, very well with Brimstone and Jello. It goes very, very well with Rock Bottom. And really any tier effects that you might have. Really, the only one that doesn't work well with is Mom's Knife. But Mom's Knife tends to not work well with most tier effects anyway. So now's your chance, game. You can drop as many pills as you want, and I'll take them. You could even, if you really, really wanted to min-max a strat like that with glowing hourglass and pills, you could take all the pills, put them in one room, and then start just popping them. And then if it's unsatisfactory, or you could like figure out like, hey, this is bad, like speed down is very bad, except now we have to do this stupid room again. And we even took even more damage, so pretty happy about that. So we're not going to take the speed down pill, and it's going to be Gemini. Yeah, and that would have been real bad for us to, especially against green Gemini. Would have been real bad to take a speed down and then having to fight champion Gemini. Oh god, that was an amazing block there. That wouldn't have killed us, but that would have put us on a half heart and to make things a little bit more tense here against green Gemini. Green am I? I get as much damage as you can while little Gemini is still kind of slow. Yeah, where are you going, buddy? You can't be doing that. I hate when Blighted Ovum and Gemini do that. And Lust, too. Lust does it really badly, where they just can't decide which way they're going to dodge. Yeah, they do that. You see that little deke right there that they do. And we get Pageant Boy. That's just super, super awesome. So great. Well, at least we got a nickel, I suppose. I am going to go back and grab the Soul Heart. And we could take a bomb. It's we would be going for a stab for the secret room there above the keeper, but it doesn't give us any benefit on this floor for a devil deal. I know the super secret room is either there or here. It's actually here, so that's worth more, in my opinion, taking a stab on than, like, you know, maybe getting this nickel back. When if we're gonna spend a bomb, if we're gonna spend it on a bomb anyway, we might as well at least possibly get even more bombs. You might be asking yourself, hang on, Sinvicta, how'd you know that that secret room was there? You had another wide open wall over here. What you talking about? What kind of hacks you running? It's because of the poop piles. Making the reverse arrow, you see very clearly. Flat wall. Possible spawn for the secret room. Super secret room, that is, yeah. Very obvious. So we go on to last week's question of the episode, coming in from the Cutting It Close episode, which was the one where we had Mom's Knife. I mean, we've had Mom's Knife in a lot of episodes, obviously, but this particular one was the first one to kick it off last week anyway, and things got a little bit dicey, I will admit. A little bit scary towards the end. Not as close as it was in the Hubris episode, but definitely a little bit closer than I would like to admit. This one coming in from Stubby456, who says, do you prefer the music from the OG Isaac or from the Rebirth and Beyond era? I do like both of them right out of the gate. And you know, I am a fan of, because you know we've written music together. I am a fan of Matthias. I don't know Danny B at all personally, but he makes great music as well. And the Danny B soundtrack is iconic. I mean, it is synonymous with OG Isaac. You cannot hear any part of the Danny B songs without immediately thinking of Isaac. It's going to happen. It's a reflex almost. That being said, though, I prefer the modern Isaac, you know, Rebirth and Beyond, the modern era music. They just have, in my opinion, they're more complete tracks. They have a more distinct feel between the levels and such, and that overall gives me a more soothing mind massage whenever I hear some of the tracks. Now, I'm not a huge fan of all of the tracks, you know, and I'm not just saying this because Matthias is a friend. I'm just saying that there are some tracks that I genuinely am not a huge fan of, and I think most of you know that is going to be Caves. But that being said, I still prefer the modern era of music. It scratches all the itches. It really conveys different sort of levels a little bit more clearly to me, and it makes for an overall more complete experience for Isaac for me. Not that the Danny B soundtrack is bad by any means, of course. It's legendary, but again, if given the proper choice, I'd pick one or the other. Yeah. There we go. So we've gone to a dead end here. I could use the glowing hourglass if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Also, it occurred to me the other day that I never finished my thought talking about my $1 million idea, where I would be happy to support a simple software developer for an idea that when we were talking about the tier lists on the question of the episode yesterday. Was it yesterday or day before? Where we talked about, you know, which Isaac item would I rather have when we were talking about like the likes tree goals and that sort of thing. And I would love to see a website or an app or something like that where a developer would make a would you rather have this or that. And it would be a would you rather take this item or that item, one or the other, and it would feature every single item, including trinkets and Isaac, at random. And then, you know, you could set it to where it only has spacebar items, it only has angel deal items. You know, there would be filters there. But I would love to see some kind of information taking, not personal information, but statistics on how people vote and that sort of thing. And I would like to see how I would stack up to the greater census of the community choices there. I think that'd be a very fun app, and I think it would make great content. So if you're a developer who would like to do something like that, hit me up. Send me an email, because I would love to support you to do that, because that would be a lot of fun. I could see a very fun theme too. You know, we can get Alex to do a little bit of art. We can get You know, Mark and I could write some music. That would be a great. That would also be fun. A tribute to Matthias and John from Planet Ridiculon. See if Mark and I can match their flow. That'd be very cool. I've got ideas like that. Alex is very good at replicating the Isaac style with the pixel art, the font and everything. It's something that would be a lot of fun. Or maybe I can just make it on my own. I don't know. Maybe that'd be a fun project because I don't know how to program. Save myself some money and just do it my own way. The money that I would be spending on people's time, of course. I like compensating people for the time. Get a range upgrade here, which is, I mean, I'm happier about the luck upgrade than range. We got Eye of Belial and Sulfur. I mean, Sulfur is good. We can touch Sulfur just for the Leviathan transformation. This is an expensive transformation, though. Because we're going to also have to go here and grab Eye of Belial, so yeah. I mean, it's a good pickup for it, for sure, but Glowing Hourglass is better. So we can go in here. We're rich like that only because we can undo any damage we take. What's this? Well, health doesn't help us. And tears down definitely doesn't help us. And we just say nuts to that. Go back to as if it never happened. Pretty fly, definitely worth holding on to. I have the Soul of Samson here. Soul of Samson we can use in case we get into a bind. Against a boss or something like that. Secret room might be south of there. Let's see. It's... undetermined. No, we can't be taking damage in rooms like this. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, it's not there. It's gonna be in a more obvious spot. That is a high percentage wall though. For the secret room. It's just not there this time. I think I might actually do that. I may try to give it a go on my own. See if I can program something, and then if I need help, then I can reach out to the mosh pit. See if I can get some help. Spider-Butt's good. It's just not. It's not better than being able to undo time. And that was definitely not worth it. It's nice getting a key, but still, it's just not worth the time and the danger as well. But now the problem is that we cannot undo any damage and we can't undo any pills. So we got to be careful here. Not necessarily trying to save the Devil Deal at this point. We don't have to worry about taking red hearts because we have no red heart damage because we have no red hearts to take damage on. But survivability is the key factor right now. Thankfully, we got those speed up pills, so it allows us to make that little cross dodge that I did down there. We had even slightly worse movement speed. We would not have been able to pull that off. So now that the Glowing Hourglass has lost all of its charges, it becomes the regular Hourglass, which very, very briefly slows down time. And I mean very briefly. Yeah. Gonna take that. Well, that coin got pushed through the rock thanks to that heart. Not sure how that works, but that's Isaac, baby. Okay. So what we really, really want now, other than stats, obviously, is going to be spectral tears. So we can sit here and hit these targets through environmental objects without having to worry about our shots being, totally blocked. And that would keep us safer, which means that we have one less thing to worry about from survivability wise. Unfortunately, we get a static drop here of either ball of bandages or cube of meat. still maintain that I think it's fair to say that the people who want to take Cuban Meat or Ball of Bandages, or if they're trying to get like unlocks or get Super Meat Boy or Bandage Girl out, I think that, let them have the chance of taking the orbital. But I would also like to see all static drops turn into a double item pedestal, so you can have one or the other. It's this or that. Okay, got lucky with another soul heart here. Very tempted just to undo this to save time, but I don't think boss rush is going to happen. And the last couple of boss rushes we've gone into have not really been great. They can still be good, though. Like, it's all about giving yourself the opportunity, right? Yeah, giving yourself more opportunity to get just more ahead in the game, or at least get started in the game for this rate. Because I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but we've had 0 stat ups, and that's a little bit of a problem. I'm going to be lazy and not push the chest all the way over there. Then I'm going to open up this golden chest. Okay. We pretty much got everything back, so it was worth the laziness. Pretty much got everything back, so it was worth the laziness. We really need to get some spectral tears or something, but damage is the greatest limiting factor we have right now. Our damage is not good. I mean, it's out of the two main DPS stats that we talk about all the time, one of them is below average Isaac starting stats, and that one is the damage. Our tears rate is technically above average, which is not saying much, but it's still technically better than the damage starting stat here. So once again, we find the shop before we find the item room, and that would be why. The game wanted us to go straight to a greed fight. We see your plan. You've tipped your hand, game. Okay, so I will use a bomb to see if we can get the keeper. 73% for a devil deal. We know we're going to get one, and we might as well just go into it now. We're here. As soon as he pops out the dark matter balls, I'm going to do this. Soul Samson out and see if we can nuke him down. We took a hit right at the end there. I mean, the Soul of Samson is not, it's not invincibility, but it's still annoying that we took a hit. I'm not going to undo it, though. Yeah, we got damage. We did get a devil deal. Man. I mean, it's go for Guppy or My Shadow. My Shadow is nice because it gives us damage, but we got to swing for the fences here, I think, and go for Guppy. Still have not found our item room yet, or a curse room. And maybe I should have undid that damage that we took for on Bighorn, because we would at least have one soul heart here. But now we can go at least into the boss trap room and see if there's anything here that's worthwhile. The matchbook, which does give us a soul heart and a couple bombs. You see Epiphora kind of ramping up here, but that's a sad state of affairs when a fully ramped up Epiphora is still less than the soft tears cap. 5.51. That's no bueno. Oh, okay. We just get to fight you again. And then you see how fast it drops. I mean, it's immediate deceleration of our tears rate, and that's the true nature of this run right now, which is the reason why we are in lots of trouble here. If we don't get a significant tears up within the next floor, we are in lots. We're in lots of mucho trouble. So forget boss rush, forget devil deals at this point. We've got to get enough HP to A, survive, and B, enough stats to be able to protect what little HP we've got. Even this room is not a good room for us. The longer you leave things alive, the more likelihood it is that you take damage. That is just a statistical fact. He saw that little nice homing shot right there from Eye of Belial. Great block by a slip rib. I don't know, man. January's been a little bit of a doozy of a month. We've had a strong run, but they've all been sort of like this, where they've been a little bit scary. We are going to get Blood of the Martyr, which is a very good damage upgrade, and that's great. I'm stoked. Couldn't ask for something better in there. But we still need to focus on the important things here, which is hopefully getting a tiers upgrade, or at least accounting for the fact that if we don't get a tiers upgrade, then we need to be playing a little bit more conservatively, even more so than I usually do, because this is a very easily losable situation here. I'm just curious where the rest of this goes over here. Now, the great luxury is that if we end up getting in trouble, we can just undo it with the glowing hourglass. So, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to take that. When we have a bad start like this, at least we can kind of undo the past and try again. Now, there's a dice room here. This is a very interesting conundrum to be in, because do we re-roll this if there is a 1 room or a 6 room in there? We cannot undo it with the glowing hourglass, so it needs to be a final decision. And it's not. Just a regular old 4 room, which is a global D6. I didn't actually mean to walk over it, but oh well. I mean, there was nothing to reroll anyway. We've taken everything. That's all I really care to see. I was hoping we were going to find some tinted rocks or something, but it's not in the cards here. So, and yeah, we just gotta keep plugging forward. But going into depths 1 without any single tiers upgrade is scary, to say the least. Now, we could have and probably should have checked to see what's in the alt path door, because maybe there could have been a tinted rock in there. We had 2 soul hearts, which is this is definitely worth doing now. It just doubled our HP. See that pass-through damage there. Anytime the pass-through, or anytime the tears pass through a target, it's going to create a homing and piercing shot that goes out the other side, and that tier damage is boosted by 2. I had to wait for the little ricochet off the sidewall there. But yeah, you see exactly what I was talking about earlier, how we need to get not piercing shots, but spectral tears. It's kind of difficult for me to... Yeah, why not? Or you? Well, no, first let's get out of this room, because I don't want to have to do that room again. Infested, okay. Let's go into the curse room to see if this is worth it. It most likely is not. Unless we get to get up the item. It's possible. Got an Eternal Heart, okay. No, we had to trade a Soul Heart for an Eternal Heart, but that might be That might be good enough. Dude, what is that acceleration at the end there? Like all of a sudden they get a little tiny burst of speed at the very end. Okay. We only have one rewind left, so we got to make it count. We gotta shore up our bad damage here. But that's gonna happen. I mean, our damage is our DPS is just so bad that our killing power and clearing speed is going to be very hindered. We need a good upgrade here from the item room. We need a good upgrade from the shop, and then we're in business. It's movement speed. Not the upgrade I wanted, but it's still movement speed. We get a prayer card. Now the prayer card is interesting because this allows us to complete the already intact soul heart or eternal heart. We get another one. So theoretically, if we do a full charge, a full clear here, and there's enough charges to go around, we may be able to get 2 red heart HP upgrades out of this. Maybe even a third if we get lucky and find a bunch of soul hearts. Or full charges. I don't know what's wrong. My brain is dead today. Just misspeaking everywhere. A random dime. Only got 4 more rooms to clear. Get an ultra secret room. Okay, so the Isaac Fly effect is starting to take shape here. Now what we do, we go back up to the top here just to see what's over on the northwestern side of the map. I wouldn't think it's the mom fight, but it could be. Not mom fight, boss fight. Dude, I'm telling you, my brain is losing it today. Secret tinted rock is right there. Wow, this is the way to the boss, huh? But we are going to be able to get a second HP upgrade, which is nice. Especially before a Perspective Devil Deal. I think? Dude, I don't even know what this map is anymore. It's about as close as that shot gets. We might even get a third HP upgraded here if this map just keeps on going like it looks like it is. Got the world's longest freaking hallway over here. Okay, so I'm going to use the Ultra Secret teleport to get Ultra Secret nothing, and then we can go back and hopefully get the rest of this full charge, since now we know that the south portion of this map is not the right way to go. So pretty stoked about that. All of these rooms are definitely not rooms that I would love to have with the bad tears rate. And you see how slow our damage is kind of pumping out here. And again, the only downside to Epa4 is that we're forced to shoot in the same direction. If we don't, then we just don't get tears upgrade. It'd be nice if we had rock bottom to prevent that from going down. Obviously, then all of our problems are no... They do not exist anymore. There is no problem. Now, we are going to have to go into the boss fight and do this one more time if we want to get a full charge on the prayer card for the Eternal Heart, which I think is absolutely worth it. Especially if we get a Devil Deal here. And we give up a couple of our Red Heart containers. I saw a tinted rock in there. Okay, Adversary is not who I wanted to see. This is not a good fight for us. He's never a good fight, but this is in particular very bad. I listened for his audio cues. That's the one that you got to look out for right there. And we get some Malk. Oh boy. This is it's not the worst we've ever seen, but it's so far very in line with 2025 and January in particular. We are not getting a phenomenal amount of help here. So if we're going to have no tears rate, then we need to be hitting hard. And if we can't hit hard, then we need to have a better way of dealing damage. Some way of dealing secondary damage by way of like a follower or an orbital or something like that. And I am going to, after the commercial break here, I am going to pause the video real quick, or at least pause the recording, because I need to go blow my nose. My nose is runny right now. Winter weather, man. Sorry about that. Yeah, we need to get a solid damage upgrade here if we're not going to be able to out DPS or at least outgun the game here. We need to just basically out tank it. Yeah, we can take red patch, it's fine. But what gives me hope about everything that's going on right now is the fact that we have the glowing hourglass. I know that we can take those bad sort of tilting incidents of damage and just remove them totally. Make sure it doesn't happen again. That being said, though, we can't squander them. We still can't really take it easy. We don't want to relax. We don't want to relax and take bad damage, such as walking into a fire for no reason at all. Another sort of nice aspect that we've got going on right now for us is the fact that we picked up the stopwatch, which is also going to help cut down and mitigate those bad damage chances anyway. It's not going to, I mean, we're not invincible by any means, as you can tell, but having everything slowed down is also a good way to sort of control the game. What? Was there a shot that went up there that I didn't see? Must have been some kind of, there must have been a trailing shot over here that I didn't see. I'm not going to use the glowing hourglass on that, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we can't afford to have. And use the rocks or the gaps here so you don't get hit by the fissures. We get keeper, sack, a little too late though, but it's still better than nothing. And look at that, we get a significant damage upgrade there. A little bit of movement speed, no tears obviously, because it just doesn't happen. We'll take Judas' tongue as well, because we just picked up Mom's purse. And yeah, that was a very good pickup. At least we got something. We got more damage. Still didn't get tears, but it's just as I literally just got done saying, how we need to start hitting harder if we're going to not get the tears rate. If we're not going to be able to be a gunslinger, then we need to be just a powerhouse. Keeper sack, bringing it back, baby. Anti-bombs. You know the secret room can't be south of there because there's a gap. And there's the Fool card, but we're probably not going to need it, if I'm honest. We're not going to make boss rush anyway. That dream's long overdue. Oh, Nancy bombs, you would. Okay, so Nancy bombs needs to go. Nancy bombs needs to go. Can't be having you dropping Bomber Boy bombs on top of us when we're just expecting a simple bomb. This Perthrow rune might be very useful. We should go into the cursed room. Did we go in the cursed room already? I don't remember enough if we did on this floor. We already go in. I think we did. Yeah, because we ran into the fire. That's right. Taking it nice and slow because that's the only speed that we can operate at right now. And, you know, Aya Belial is a very good tier effect against Mom. It's because she does throw out those ads, and she puts the foot down, and then it gives you an opportunity to shoot at her point blank. And we don't get a Devil Deal, which doesn't surprise anybody, so we'll just head on down. Okay. I have a tinted rock, or a golden chest here. I was looking for a tinted rock. And we get an Emperor card, which is nice. We can use that to close out this run if we get to the chest, but this Perthro Rune is a little bit more valuable right now to have for our guaranteed Devil Deal, which is almost assuredly going to be a Krampus fight at this point. Glowing Hourglass is the only reason why I would be taking damage to go into a Curse Room right now. Obviously, it's not worth the risk here of putting 2 Soul Hearts out there with these stats. Yeah, Nancy Bombs, you're done. You are done. No more Nancy Bombs, because that's ridiculous. You're done. Nancy Bombs is blacklisted. Another item that's blacklisted that I really didn't like, and I keep forgetting to blacklist it. By the way, wrong way to go. Is Black Bean. Black Bean is done. That item is not worth at all the price of admission. It's way too much visual doo-doo. It blows things around when you don't need it to or don't want it to. It's just not a good item. And on top of that, it activates off of you taking damage. So, yeah, no thank you. It's everything that I don't like about an item. All right. There's the entire map, everybody. Now let's go to the right side, shall we? Taking on the chunks here, the brains. And eventually, we will find the boss room. What I'm hoping for is we just get Guppy. If we just get Guppy, then all is forgiven. Well, actually, no, it's not. I still want a Tears upgrade. You know, and this is one of those things where I don't know if I like the new Epiphora or not in this spot. On the northeastern side of the map now. I think I got my west and east mixed up earlier. So my brain is broken today. Dude, thank you. And this map just keeps on going, doesn't it, folks? Got the Eiffel Tower Empire State Building skyscraper of a map here. There we go, finally. How many rooms was that? How many rooms did we stretch out for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 rooms that we've gone into before we found the right one, and then we are not going to get a stat upgrade from Conquest. We are not going to get a stat upgrade from Conquest. So now the question becomes, do we even take Conquest Pony over the Glowing Hourglass? At least Conquest Pony can somewhat damage Isaac. It would give us flying, which would be nice. But I still think that the Glowing Hourglass is just better. What's the frustrating part about this is that we don't get a stat upgrade. We're going to have to reroll for it. And, yeah, there's the Krampus fight that I pretty much called. Yeah, we're all out troll mode on today's run, I see. I actually think that you leave the head of Krampus here and you re-roll Conquest Pony. Yeah, that's why right there. Because a Devil Deal is not going to give us one singular Devil Deal item, even if it's Brimstone, is not going to give us the end-all be-all situation for our stats. I would rather get a boss item here. So very happy that at least we got something good. We got a Tears upgrade. That's a hell of a start. Grab the Emperor card, and we will finally head on down. But man, oh man, 41 minutes and 8 seconds into the video, we are finally going down to Womb 2. I think we might have our first crawl of 2025, y'all. Gonna head over here and try this side. There's a tinted rock on this side at least. I do wish that the slowdown, the audio slowdown, wouldn't happen to the music, because it kind of makes me want to fall asleep. I'm not gonna lie. And that coupled with the low shot speed and just the low tears rate is it's grueling. Another HP upgrade here, and a Forget Me Now. And since we barely just even got to this floor, I'm not going to go fight the boss because she doesn't give us an item anyway. We might as well just try again. Why not, right? I mean, we didn't gain anything out of that last floor. So we'll just get a little bit of a do-over. Had the Joker card actually hit something good, then we may have stayed on there. Not taking the 5 room. But Pound of Flesh and Let Me Get Down is not going to cut it here. I hate that sound. I hate all these sounds, actually. So let's see if this Devil Deal is going to be any kinder than the last one. Double black Mega Maw. You've got to be kidding. Okay, you know what? Had it. Had enough, game. I've had enough of your clowning around. It's unbelievable. You can keep the coins. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what got into the game today, but this is some next level trolling that we're seeing here. All right. Can we get, please, just a decent Devil Deal? Not even like a banger run. Can we just get one decent Devil Deal item in here? Can we find the Devil Deal? Or the boss room, for that matter. Okay. Mom's Heart's not too bad with Epiphora, because we just basically always fire in one direction. And we didn't get a double deal. Check to see what's in here. Absolutely nothing. Let's go see what's up here. A dead end. Go see what's down here and a dead end. Let's go into the right direction now, shall we? All right. All right. You can't script this stuff. Much as some people really wish that these videos were scripted, you really can't. The craziness that we see every day in Isaac is something to behold. Get Backstabber and Eye of Belial is absolutely massive. Yeah, that's a huge time play. We do not want the left hand. Yeah, having the ability to pierce now with Backstabber changes the whole game. Card and Hangman card. This run is absolutely obsessed with making me fight greed. It's like, you will fight greed and all these additional mobs that I spawn for you, and you're gonna like it. Yeah, look at that. Where was this 40 minutes ago? We would have been on victory lap number 2 by now. Obviously, the backstabber shots are going to do massive damage. Piercing shots, because we're essentially always going to be hitting them. It just happens to, we just need it to proc. And that's much easier to do with piercing shots, obviously, but also with the homing tiers of Eye of Belial. You got to kill one side or the other here before they activate. You can, otherwise things get exponentially more difficult in that room. So Isaac shouldn't be a problem here. Able to skip the Edis phase. Yeah, this is... We are going to be okay now on this run. I don't think that we were ever not okay. I think that with the way that things were going, we were in for a very, very long haul. At least this can accelerate the process here. And now we're getting all this stuff. All the stuff that we would have wanted but couldn't get. I'm gonna purposely take damage here so we can have hallowed ground. And then whatever happens, happens. I don't know how we managed to... I'm not sure how hallowed ground managed to get destroyed by the front. Backstabber's just going insane here. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a good Tuesday. Hopefully your runs went better than this run. I mean, we did get a dub here, but it was a very, very long stretch. And man, we got to call that a crawl run, right? The first crawl of 2025. Some people will probably rejoice. So thank you for watching, everybody. Again, I hope you enjoyed that run. I hope your runs are better than that one. Make sure you click the like button and leave a comment here. And of course, if you're a new subscriber, I'd love to let you have the platform and just kind of introduce yourself down in the comments. I'd love to hear where you found my channel from. If it was from TikTok or Twitch or some other search engine, please let me know in the comments. Introduce yourself to the Mosh Pit. It's a great place to be. And of course, join our Discord as well. If you're a member of the paid memberships here on YouTube or a Twitch sub, it's a great place to be as well. And thank you very much for considering it. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Sylvia5956, Newborn God, and Crypto14. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Invicta.